emotions going into it, and just waiting for the opportunity to get out there and compete. Going against a great Celtics team, so we just had to get this one out the way, and we didn't perform the way we would have wanted to tonight. It starts with me just being able to get out there and get us settled. I got to take some accountability for just the communication and just going out there and getting used to the way that the kind of environment was going to be. But I think my teammates did a great job of staying together, sticking to the game plan. We obviously made some mistakes, like I said, but we gave ourselves a chance in the second half, and we just got to continue to do the right things and win the quarters as much as we can. They came out and hit us in the mouth early, got the home crowd going into it, down 17 in the first quarter. It's not really like us to give up 37 points. It's happened to us before in the playoffs, but we just want to make it a lot tougher on them. And they hit a lot of threes. And, again, when you get them rolling like that, they play a very easy game the rest of the game. And we just got to hit them in the mouth a little bit. So they did their job getting game one, but we're going to take our lessons and get ready for a good game two.
Here in the front, Tim.
Tim McMahon, ESPN. Kyrie, obviously with you and Luka, you guys have two of the best one-on-one players in the world, but ball wasn't moving tonight. How do you avoid, with the way that the Celtics play defensively, falling into kind of the trap of relying on isolation and becoming stagnant?
I don't necessarily agree that it's a trap, that they want to set us. I think that they really rely on their great defensive ball pressure, their one-on-one defenders, and they funnel us into certain areas. I mean, even as I say that they're relying on the one-on-one, every time I got an ISO, there's, almost 2-3 people waiting for me to get in there. So I got to catch the ball on a live dribble and just be aware of my opportunities. It's uncharacteristic for us to have only 9 assists. The ball's got to move a little bit more. And again, that starts with me just being able to push the pace, get us some easy opportunities, and just adjust to what they're throwing at us. So it's a fun series. It was fun just, going into the game. It's still going to be fun, but there's going to be a level of chess that still has to be played. And, game one was just about adjustments. We obviously wanted to win this basketball game, gave ourselves a chance in the second half when we were down by 8. Then they brought it up to 16, and they got up to 22 when we called the timeout. So I'm just going to be replaying some of these possessions, but, at the same time, look at some of the positives that we can carry on to game two.
Here in the front, Mike.
Kyrie, Mike Curtis, Dallas Morning News. You mentioned the environment. How did that either meet or kind of exceed your expectations, and how did it affect you tonight?
No, I mean, it's basketball at the end of the day. Being in this environment, I'm used to it at this point. Early in my career, there was a different relationship that I had with Boston, just being able to come here, be settled with a veteran group. Now I'm here as the veteran. Over the past few years, just experiencing the playoffs here, even regular season, it's been the same thing. I thought it was going to be a little louder in here, but I'm expecting the same things going into game two. Crowd trying to get me out of my element, my teammates out of my element. But again, the energy's got to be focused towards the game. Felt like I had a lot of great looks. They hit back rim, or they were just a little left or right. So I just got to stay confident and stay poised throughout this, man. This is the best time of the year to be playing. It's only 2 teams left. Let's put it in perspective, So the environment's going to be what it is, but my focus is on our game plan and making sure my guys feel confident and I feel confident, and continue to shoot great shots.
Here in the front on the right.
Valencia King, Real Talk Sports out of Dallas. Thank you for your time, Kyrie. I heard you mention 2 things tonight. One, you're grateful for the moment and that the young guys did well. When you see them embrace this moment, especially not being on this stage before, I know it wasn't the outcome you guys wanted, but what is that moment like for you, kind of seeing them rise to the occasion?
Very proud of them, and also, amazed at how poised they are. This younger generation has, just a quiet confidence and a knowing about themselves. And I think when we hit a little adversity, we just have to know how to respond as a group and a team. We talked about it in a lot of huddles, but we got to act on it. And that's what this game is about, is controlling our actions, making sure that we stay positive, but also know what we're going up against, the competition level. We're the best in the world at this point. It's only 2 teams left. We've proven why we deserve to be here. We've earned our right to be here. So it's no time to see ourselves as a short opponent or someone that's not capable of coming out of this. It's game one, but at the same time, we got 2 days in between, so there's going to be a lot of noise and a lot of who played well, who didn't play well, who's under pressure. And just tell my guys now is not the time to fall into that and get divided and, be on social media all day listening to people that aren't on the court with us. No disrespect to anybody, but it's just, we're the players out there, so we got to control what we can control and be ready to put on for each other.
2 seats down here on the front.
You're right about that. I'm dying right there with you. Mike Leslie, WFA, you guys defensively have been so good in these playoffs. Tonight, the way that they were moving the ball, it seemed like you guys were a step slow on the rotations. What do you need to change? How do you guys improve on that for games?
We just settle in emotionally and also just continue to pinpoint the things that are working for us where we're funneling their guys to where we want them to go. And then also offensively playing off a live catch. They do a good job of loading up when we're on a dribble. They do a lot of, reaching, a lot of verticality effort. So you got to give them credit. We're going against a great team. And now is the time to just look at film, spend the next 2 days healing up and just getting ready for a physical game too.
Dwayne Price, Mavs.com. Kyrie, you guys outscored them in the third quarter and the fourth quarter. How do you piggyback on that and take that into game two? And what did you guys do in particular to get the score back to 8 points in the third quarter?
Again, just look at film and then also be ready to wash our hands with what this game was and how we didn't rise to the occasion to start off the game or just be able to battle with them during those runs. They're going to make some threes at times, but we want to make them tough. When they're at home, they shoot incredibly well. So we knew what we were getting ourselves into, but until we experience it, then we wouldn't know. So this is the first time this group is experiencing the finals. We don't want to use that as an excuse. We want to use that as an strength. We want to use that energy that we have of just going into it and playing our game to our advantage, and then we'll see how the chess pieces fall in.
Over here on the left, Robert.
Right here, sir. Robert Littell, BSO. Obviously, during the playoffs, you've lost game one before. You've come back very, very strong. You yourself have been part of the greatest NBA Finals comeback of all time. I sense a lot of calmness and peace with you up on the stage here. How do you spread that message to your teammates that it's just game one, we've been through this before, and as a leader, kind of get them in the right frame of mind for game two?
Yeah, it's not the first time I've lost in Boston, so I don't want to continue to make it a habit. But they've had the few games over me, and they have our number, and it's just not our number. I don't want to say our number, but over the past few years, the teams that I've been on, they've had my number a little bit. And you got to give credit to a good team. They've been good over the past 3-4 years. So we want to show them respect, but at the same time, we want to bring our best game. We have to play 4 of our greatest games in order to win this series, in order to win the finals. It's not about, holding our heads over one game if we don't play well. It's the first to 4. We obviously know that, but we just have to play 4 complete games, 4 of our best games, and then we'll see where we stand after that. But in the meantime, we got to look ourselves in the mirror, and it starts with me as one of the leaders on the team. How can I be better? How can I be more poised in this environment? It's not the booing. It's not the missed shots. It's more or less just our attitude and how we approach possession by possession. Our identity has been made on the defensive end. We've proven that. I haven't had the best games offensively this playoff run, but we've been able to get stops, timely stops, and been able to pick each other up on the offensive end. We have all-world talent on this team, skill sets out of this roof, but now it's just about remaining confident and always knowing that, you have somebody that's been through it, but now it's our turn to go through it together, and, this is what makes it exciting.
Last question here on the right.
Tim Cato, The Athletic. Kyrie.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're good. So similar question to the one you just answered, but when you guys went down 0-1, twice already in this postseason run, do you remember what the next day felt like, and clearly why that it worked in both of those series?
Yeah, it's hard to compare just because you're going against different players, different series. But I will say that, the next day was pretty cool, because to see us still join together in practice, still go through our day-to-day routines and rituals, and just hold each other up and hold each other accountable, but in a very healthy way. And we're very honest about what we can continue to do better, and then we're very honest about how we can coach one another to be better. We're going to hear the familiar sentiment or the familiar phrase that, a lot of guys haven't experienced the finals and on our team, and that's okay. Experience is the best teacher, and once you get game 1 out of the way or game 2 out of the way, you start feeling better about the series. But when you lose game 1, there is a level of disappointment. We're human. I've always said that. We're going to feel the natural emotions. You feel the highs and lows of the journey, but when you lose a game like this, especially in the finals where everyone's watching, it's going to hit you a little bit. But again, like I said, now is the time to not get on social media and not pay attention to what you guys are saying, no disrespect, but we got to go out there and just focus on what we can control. And I just know how the next 2 days are going to go, man. It's going to be very loud. It's going to be